Okay, I'm setting up my palette for the 20-second speed painting. That's white paint. Here's the glazing medium. This is a neutral I love called Celadon. Probably want my favorite Quinn Gold. Maybe a little Indian yellow hue. This bright aqua green, which is a Liquitex Basics color. So what I need is my paint out on the palette, a decent sized brush. This is a 3/4 inch brush, a graphite stick, and a stack of cheap drawing paper. So let's see, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I just got a little paint on my brush and a little of the glazing medium. I think I have 5 more seconds here. Okay. Not quite covered, but almost. So I'm going to take another couple of seconds here. There. And then while the paint is wet, take my graphite stick, do some drawing. Well, I should say scribbling. Making marks. All right. Enough of that. Cheap drawing paper. I'm going to blot it. Okay. And now I've got this, which is sort of an interesting start. I could do the second one on this piece that I used to lift, or start fresh. This time I'm going to start fresh. Okay, same colors, same deal. And go. The point here is just to cover the paper as quickly as possible. You give yourself 20 seconds and see what you can do. Okay, that's 20 seconds. Done. And then I'm going to take a few more seconds just to finish covering it. There. Graphite. And then lifting. Okay. So what next? We've spent 20 seconds on all of these, maybe a little bit more. I want you to paint over substantial parts of these pieces. And I want you to paint over in 2 ways. Using some of the techniques we used in lesson 1 with the lines, I want you to apply veils of paint. Now here I just did that with white, which is an opaque color. This blue, what is this? Light violet. So these are both opaque colors. I want you to try both opaque and transparent. So again, I'm going to lift that so I can see some of the underlying image. Okay, then next, I'm going to play with that opacity and transparency. So I want you to end up with some areas that are completely obscured. So that area, you can still see the lines and some of the underlying color, and here I'm obscuring it completely. So it may feel like you're sacrificing certain areas of your original drawing, but you spent all of 20 seconds on it, so it's not a huge sacrifice. But this is good practice in really totally obscuring some areas. Okay, so then this area is just a little bit more opaque than this area. And then in some areas, as directed, I'm going to make them completely obscure what's underneath. Another way to work is with transparent paints. This is manganese blue, which you brush it on, you can really see through it. And no matter how many coats of manganese blue I apply, I'm going to be able to see what's going on underneath. And this time I am going to lift it. Mostly that kind of obscures the brush strokes, but it also lifts a little paint so you can add the layers gradually. So manganese blue is not a color that's in this piece, but this is quinacridone gold, which is in the piece. So you can try both colors that are in the original and colors that are not. Alright, so now what do I have of the original? I can see a lot of the original piece through the transparent paint. I can see little glimpses of it through the veils of opaque paint. And then I've completely obscured it here and here. So this could count as your drawing. I mean, this is the requirements for these drawings. You do the times painting, you cover over a substantial amount of the original using both opaque paints in a veiled way and an opaque way, and use transparent paints. But to me this isn't looking like a particularly finished piece, and I might want to futz with it. So I'm going to fool around with this blue a little bit. I could apply some transparent quinacridone gold. And then that's sort of interesting. I can draw over the paint. I could add some more scribbling. I can go back over the quin gold over the white. I can introduce another color. I can obscure that line. I can introduce a stronger blue here. This is phthalo blue. Alright, is that a finished drawing? I don't know. The answer is no, it's not quite a finished drawing. But I'm not going to worry about it right now. What I'm going to worry about right now is, does it satisfy the conditions of the instructions? I'm going to just keep painting here because it's fun. I did the timed painting, and then I painted substantially over the original. There's a tiny bit of the original showing here. I have areas that you can't see through that are completely opaque. You can't see any of the original painting. And I have areas where I use transparent color where you can see some of the original painting. I've used both opaque colors in a veiling way and in a totally opaque way, and I've used transparent colors.